Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Mind's Eye, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the psychic medium reading for the holistic review. And when we do this, it's been about like 2 weeks, and you can't even really see it coming. But basically, when we look at this, we want to say what's new, what's not. It really has to do still with contracts. It still really has to do with getting everything going. But there's something that was still not right with the community. And as we like adhere to everything, and it still are with like DPH guidelines, community health guidelines, everything about even to medical marijuana, having like clear view and sight, and making sure that we're practicing safe and clean, and doing the best on having a happy, healthy practice. It really is still hard to actually make a proper everything of a merger that you just couldn't even do anything. So here we go. There's like this huge turning, walking away that you can't understand this turning point all of a sudden. And there's like nothing really true on the whole table, but there's a still pause. There's a pause almost through September that this community is. And it's just kind of like a fly by night that all of a sudden goes like this. And it comes sneaking in. That's the Seven of Swords, as you can see. And when you see this and you actually see the Four of Cups in reverse, it makes you stone cold apathetic on when you're actually talking with like people to make a merger or a community deal, anything of that nature. It's not the best of judgment whenever it comes in. It's really, really hard. Really is. But when you say it and you say, no, 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 you can't even do it whatsoever. I can't even see it whatsoever. So when I see it and I go, this ending is really this Two of Swords, like a crossroads unbeknownst. And you really, with this like Five of Swords right here, like this guy, he comes in and like, I just don't understand. Like everything was going good. I feel like these getting togethers with the holistic, it came through again on a halt stop. So what are we doing right and what are we doing wrong with the co-ops of working together as a community? It's nasty. It's like this type of law enforcement, judicial, and community standards and viewpoints and output and outlook that you can't even believe how hard it is to actually get something up and going, to actually work in conjunction with your PCP, your primary care provider, everything. It has to do also with monetary balances. There's something about when you look at contracts, are they really going that far with credit scores? I can't even believe that. So when I'm looking at the Six of Swords, it really is topsy-turvy. You get it going and you can't even do. You can't do. Everything becomes counterintuitive in this community. And we're trying to teach people how to rebuild their intuition to everything, to their instinct. It is a bit of a less of a struggle, especially during cold and flu season. But there's something that's just not mastered yet. This is what the Queen of Wands in reverse means. So when I see it and I go, the Four of Swords in reverse, holy cow, you can't even do. You can't even do it at all. It causes such an unrest as you get your certificate and you work independently or maybe with a group that it has this type of like walking in that's highly like you want to say addictive, but it's not, or like they're onto something and you want to be freed from something. And then I keep seeing this, a paper, like coming right out. It has to do with feminine energy. Like I talked about, people who are Reiki practitioners, who are craniosacral to massage to chiropractic, they're really good with balance and they're really good with energy This is what they're wishing for, this whole community. Like I said, you can be a male and have feminine energy that's not right with you. That's part of duality. So when you look at it and you say the Three of Swords comes in, and it really hurts to say that it looks like a selling of oneself at times. It really does. The Six of Pentacles means all of a sudden there's no deal or offerings when you can't maintain it. So how do you maintain it? Because we're going into summer months. That literally means imbalance of improper pure, which means no matter what you do, even if you are someone who uses medical marijuana, that you're not going to be right during those seasons with Leo and with any of those signs. The way that it flew through with this month with the natal charts was so haywire that they can't even believe they actually accomplished anything. For like 6 months, they couldn't even read. They couldn't even read. You had to be so skilled, this Eight of Pentacles, with that Page of Swords in reverse, that the Five of Pentacles goes, I'm looking at the bank accounts and the balances, and I think we overspent. This really hurts. This is the Nine of Swords right here. Holy cow, you say. Eight of Swords, there's like a type of healing to actual, like slowing down during the summer. And then there's September. I have to say, from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, is continue that pace, community, and literally continue the way you need to be secure during the winter, where it's the hardest with cold and flu season. That's where they need it almost the most. Partnerships actually come in with a type of marriages that come in. And when you have the marriages come in, it's an old form of a saying of a term of a type of contract. So when you see it, it's a new beginning, that full card. Now, when I look at the Nine of Swords, it's going to come in quick. I'm seeing by September 21st, you're actually looking at something. I'm seeing 2 to 9 big things happen for that community. Hidden motives with that High Priestess in reverse. It's something about this Ace of Wands, this like fast beginning that's passionate. So when I see this wheel, you really got to turn a look of a key down to where you're looking at your locks and you're saying, do I need to change my locks? The Ten of Cups says it has to do with family, all forms of the meaning of family, to be contented, to get to that point of masculine energy that sits really well. Now, when you see it and you go to the Seven of Cups, can oneself actually sit in both? You actually can, because it looks grandiose. It really depends on the person. You have to really sit and you really got to grow proper in everything that you do. So as you master all these skills in that community, sometimes you might miss the message. That's the Page of Cups in reverse. So when I look at it and I say the Eight of Wands, the communication will come in all forms. And you go to it and you say to the Nine of Cups, I'm not happy. That's the Nine of Cups in reverse. But really, they're attuned, they're intuitive, they're doing great, and they're really getting it, where they're seeing it, they're hearing it, they're feeling it. That Five of Wands is going to come through with less of a difficulty. So let's actually see, because there is this victory that comes in really good for this community. All right, Starseed Oracle. What do they need to know? Okay. Again, like, you have to accept that you're not for everyone at this time as far as like being part of the medical community. There is this huge thing about the great severing, anger, conflict, softening to love. It is almost like the universe is telling you, settle down, settle down, settle down. It's okay. It really is. When you have this and you say creative accountability, your life is a canvas, it really means like, what is this type of accountability that's on the books as far as scheduling that you have to be like this? When you see it, the intelligence of the universe lies within you, the child of the cosmos. When you look at this card and you look at this woman, it's really their will, their soul that's telling them and driving them to what they need to do. So when you see it and you see the Seven of Stars, sisters, birthing creations, tapestry, and life expression, you gotta watch your expressions all throughout and you gotta be consistent. So when I see it and I see the blue flame, the spontaneous awaken, the activation, the integration time, I can't even believe how hard it is to actually get it correctly. You can't even see it through. So when I say holding the opposite extreme of life, there's a lot of opinions about holistic, which is like the big mainstream with the H, with the holistic down to the windmill, to the weather vane, that you can't even see it coming. You can't even see it coming. And then the conflict, it ends up being a wrist. So when I look at this, surrender to the sweetness, make love to life, it's almost like go with the flow of the energy into your businesses and see where it gets you. Because they will go where the energy is positive at that moment. It really is, that is the type of protection that is really showing right now. Still, 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 still. All right. Lastly, let's look through the crystal quartz. What do they need to know right now? What do they need to know? Where is it? Right here. They really need to like almost like go about order. And then when you go about, you can't even see it coming. And when you see it coming, you can't even do it hard enough. And when you can't even do it hard enough, you can't even see it hard enough. And you go, what does that mean? That literally means go with the flow. Go and keep your energy as positive as possible. Don't lock it and block it and ground and protect always, because it has to come through. Because you have to be the one that's solid in order to get rid of whoever is coming towards you, not in that way, but they need harder energy to break and to heal the way that you want to help them. And that's all you really need to know. So, with that being said, any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share, an email is greatly appreciated, and we'll talk to you soon.